Algae is a common challenge in the world of aquarium keeping, often viewed as a nuisance but also an integral part of the aquatic ecosystem. Understanding and controlling algae requires a multifaceted approach, focusing on the balance of light, nutrients, and water quality within the aquarium. Algae, in its many forms, thrives in environments where there are ample nutrients, light, and often, suboptimal water conditions. The most common types encountered in aquariums include green algae, which forms on glass and decorations, brown algae, which typically appears in newer tanks, blue-green algae, which is actually a type of bacteria called cyanobacteria, and blackbeard algae, which clings to edges of plants and decorations. The key to controlling algae is not to eradicate it completely but to manage its growth. Algae serves as a food source for some fish and invertebrates and is part of the natural aquatic environment. However, excessive algae growth can be unsightly and can outcompete aquatic plants for nutrients and light, potentially leading to their demise. Light is one of the most significant factors in algae growth. Both the intensity and duration of light an aquarium receives can contribute to algae problems. Natural sunlight can exacerbate algae growth, so it's advisable to position aquariums away from direct sunlight. Artificial lighting should be tailored to the needs of the tank's inhabitants, with a recommended duration of about 8 to 10 hours per day for planted tanks. Using timers for lights can help maintain a consistent light schedule, reducing the opportunity for algae to flourish. Nutrients in the water, particularly nitrates and phosphates, fuel algae growth. These nutrients often come from fish waste, uneaten food, and decaying plant matter. Regular maintenance, including water changes, gravel vacuuming, and filter maintenance, can help reduce nutrient levels. It's also important to avoid overfeeding, as uneaten food quickly decomposes, releasing more nutrients into the water. Plants can be a natural competitor to algae, consuming the same nutrients algae thrive on. A well-planted aquarium can often control algae growth by outcompeting it for resources. Ensuring your plants are healthy and providing them with adequate light and fertilization, but not too much, can help them become more efficient at absorbing excess nutrients. Chemical treatments for algae should be used cautiously and as a last resort. While they can be effective in the short term, they do not address the underlying causes of algae growth and can sometimes harm aquarium inhabitants and live plants. When using chemical treatments, follow the instructions carefully and consider the potential impacts on your tank's ecosystem. Biological control involves introducing algae-eating fish or invertebrates into the aquarium. Species such as certain plecos, Siamese algae eaters, otocinclus catfish, and various types of snails and shrimp can be effective at grazing on algae. However, it's crucial to choose species that are compatible with your tank's inhabitants and environment, and to understand that they will need supplemental feeding once algae are under control. In some cases, adjusting water flow can help control algae. Stagnant areas with little water movement are prime spots for algae to grow. Increasing water flow with powerheads or filters can help prevent these dead zones, making it more difficult for algae to establish itself. Finally, regular monitoring and testing of water parameters are essential in understanding and controlling algae. Keeping track of nitrate and phosphate levels, as well as pH and other critical parameters, can help you make informed decisions about feeding, maintenance, and interventions needed to keep algae in check. In conclusion, controlling algae in aquariums is about maintaining balance. It requires a combination of good tank management practices, including controlling light exposure, managing nutrients through regular maintenance and careful feeding, promoting healthy plant growth, and, when necessary, introducing biological controls. By understanding the conditions that promote algae growth and taking proactive steps to manage them, aquarists can maintain healthy, aesthetically pleasing aquariums with minimal algae issues.